You may have wondered, why do some people, even after sleeping 10 hours, taking all the right supplements, and regularly drinking green smoothies, still feel tired and drained? Meanwhile, children, fueled only by pure joy, play and run around for hours, bursting with energy as if they were plugged into a power station all day long. What is the real difference? What most people overlook is that energy doesn't come just from food or sleep. It also comes from living authentically. When you put on masks, roles, or fake personas to please others or society, you slowly drain your energy without realizing it. The more you hide your true self, the more exhausted you become, not only mentally but physically as well. Carl Jung called this mask the persona, a shell that helps us adapt to society but also distances us from our true self. This disconnection is the quietest, yet most powerful energy vampire. Think back to when you felt truly alive. It was when you were yourself, not acting or hiding. Real energy flows from sincerity and the freedom to live authentically. This is a sustainable power source anyone can reclaim by daring to remove the mask and live genuinely. Every day, we perform different roles to meet societal expectations. The friendly colleague, the perfect parent, or the "I'm fine" friend who may be broken inside. We hide real emotions, suppress sadness, anger, and live in a false version of ourselves, what Jung called the persona mask society demands for acceptance. But this mask comes at a cost. The longer you wear it, the further you drift from your true self, draining your soul and body. Behind the mask lies the shadow, repressed feelings like anger, shame, unmet needs. Suppressing these is like holding a beach ball underwater. The harder you try, the more exhausted you feel. Children don't wear masks. They naturally express their emotions, which is why they are full of vibrant energy. Adults, however, learn to hide and perform for acceptance, losing connection with their true selves. Living inauthentically harms both soul and body, leaking precious energy daily. It's this pretense, saying yes when you mean no, hiding your feelings, that causes chronic fatigue. Recognizing and removing the social mask, accepting and healing your inner shadow, is the path to reclaim your true energy, vitality, and freedom to be yourself. This is not just a choice, but a salvation for your soul and body. Carl Jung described the persona as the social shell each of us wears to blend in, but beneath it lies the shadow, the suppressed emotions like anger, sadness, shame, and unmet needs we were taught not to show. Holding these inside is like trying to keep a beach ball underwater. More effort equals more exhaustion. Children perfectly exemplify natural, unfiltered energy because they haven't learned to wear masks yet. Adults, pressured to perform to be accepted, slowly lose themselves, causing fatigue that no amount of sleep or nutrition can fix. When you say yes to things you don't want, fake emotions and conversations, you quietly leak precious energy. This pretense isn't weakness, but a sign you're living out of alignment with your true self. Only by daring to remove your mask, face, and heal your shadow can you regain your energy, vibrancy, and wholeness. This is the first step to healing chronic fatigue, not by doing more, but by living more authentically. Daily, we unknowingly perform, wearing social masks to fit expectations, whether at work, home, or even alone. We think that by pleasing everyone, we'll be safe and loved. But real safety comes from genuine connection with yourself. Each time you abandon your true self to please others, you lose precious energy, explaining why so many wake exhausted despite enough sleep. Sleep heals the body, but not the soul, which needs truth and freedom. The craving to be liked is addictive, offering brief relief, but no real love. Until you break free from this loop, you stay trapped in emotional debt, overgiving, over-explaining, overthinking, leading to chronic stress. Chronic stress affects the mind and body, disrupting hormones, immunity, digestion, and depleting energy. Instead of exhausting yourself pretending, have the courage to find your true self. Ask, who am I performing for? Begin stepping out of this exhausting cycle to live honestly, so your energy flows fully and brightly. Remember moments when you were completely yourself, dancing freely, creating, laughing without restraint, or sharing openly, and you felt alive, not tired. Real energy flows with truth. Chronic fatigue isn't laziness or weakness, but a result of long neglecting your true self, wearing masks, living a performance, and losing connection. When you hide feelings, say yes unwillingly, or fake to be liked, you leak energy no sleep can restore. Your soul needs authenticity to heal, Authenticity is the greatest strength and endless energy source. Without maintaining a fake persona, your energy won't just be sufficient, it will surge powerfully. So let yourself remove the mask, live by your values and truth. That's how you reclaim energy, vitality, and freedom you long for. Living authentically is not just a feeling, but a lasting power for your life. Chronic fatigue is not a sign of brokenness, but a profound message from your soul. A hard break, pulled to stop you from living falsely. Wearing masks and performing to be accepted silently drains your precious energy. Your energy is lost not from overwork, but from living untruthfully, a constant show that exhausts you. On the contrary, the moments when you are truly yourself, when you create freely, laugh wholeheartedly, or engage in an honest conversation, you feel vibrant and not at all tired. This proves that energy only flows when you live in authenticity. Chronic fatigue is a signal of self-abandonment, a state in which the body and soul can no longer bear the weight of a false mask. This is not an invitation to do more, but a reminder to live more truthfully, to return to your real self. Only when you begin to remove the mask, accept and heal the inner shadows, can you restore your original energy, vitality, and the freedom that is inherently yours. This is the pivotal shift to no longer be dominated by chronic fatigue, but to live a life that is whole and meaningful. Have you ever had moments of living entirely as yourself? Perhaps when you were dancing with abandon, creating without limits, laughing uncontrollably, or speaking openly with someone without hiding or acting. In those moments, did you ever feel exhausted? The answer is no, because your energy then flows strongly and naturally, like an endless spring. The truth is, real energy only comes when you live authentically, not when you strive to play a role or maintain an image others expect. Chronic fatigue is not a sign of weakness or laziness, but the consequence of having abandoned your true self for too long. When you constantly wear a mask, say yes to what you don't want, and pretend to please others, you are leaking precious energy that no amount of sleep can replenish. The soul needs authenticity to recover, not just the body. Authenticity is a great power, an inexhaustible source of energy you can tap into daily. When you no longer have to sustain a false persona, your energy doesn't just feel sufficient, it bursts forth with vitality and true freedom. So allow yourself to remove the mask, to live aligned with your values and your true essence. This is how you reclaim your energy, vibrancy, and freedom, the life you've always longed for, turning existence into something deeply meaningful and complete. We often think that 8 hours of sleep will restore our body and mind completely. But the truth is, sleep only restores the physical. The soul and your inner energy require much more to be truly replenished. When you live behind a social mask, performing to be accepted by others, you are quietly draining your life force day by day. The more you try to please, the more disconnected you become from yourself, and this disconnection creates an energy leak that sleep alone cannot repair. The need to be liked and accepted becomes a kind of addiction, bringing fleeting satisfaction but never deep fulfillment. It is not genuine love. And so, even when praised or acknowledged, you still feel empty and fatigued. This fatigue leads to chronic stress, a silent enemy that erodes both mind and body. Prolonged stress disrupts hormones, weakens the immune system, impairs digestion, and leaves you increasingly depleted. That's why, to regain true energy, you must pause and reflect. Are you living authentically? It's time to stop straining to please others, to drop the pretense, and to start living in truth. Only authenticity and freedom can restore your energy, balance body and soul, and bring vitality back into your life. When you live in alignment with yourself, energy is no longer a trickle, but a powerful stream flowing from deep within. Authenticity is not a temporary state or fleeting feeling. It is a steady, enduring source of strength that connects you profoundly to life. You don't need coffee, motivation hacks, or productivity apps. You need complete harmony between your words, actions, desires, and values. When all these are aligned, you no longer have to maintain an image or role. Your energy is naturally preserved and amplified. A crucial part of this shift is how you choose your food and lifestyle. When you stop acting and start living authentically, you no longer crave artificial, processed foods or temporary dopamine jolts. Instead, you gravitate toward fresh, wholesome, nourishing meals that feed both body and spirit. This inner transformation deepens your sleep, improves digestion, relaxes your body, and stabilizes your emotions. You become more effective with less effort, because living authentically doesn't demand extra energy. As Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The energy of your entire life is found in that truth. When you live fully as yourself, it's as if your nervous system is plugged directly into the boundless life force of the universe. When you begin to live authentically, the change doesn't stop at emotions. It ripples into every part of life, from the food you choose to the relationships you nurture. You stop being drawn to what is artificial or stimulating in short bursts. Instead, you crave fresh, pure, nourishing foods, choices that feed not only your body but your soul. Eating becomes an act of care and respect for yourself, not a way to escape or fill emotional emptiness. Authenticity allows you to clearly see what truly gives you energy and what leaves you drained and heavy. Your sleep deepens, your digestion improves, your body relaxes, and your emotions stabilize. You are no longer pulled into spirals of worry or long-term stress. The miracle is, you don't have to work harder to achieve this. Living authentically makes you more effective with less effort because you are no longer wasting energy maintaining roles or masks that aren't yours. Carl Jung's words echo here. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. When you live as your fullest self, you not only find abundant energy, but also connect directly to the universe's endless life force, like plugging your nervous system into the very current of life. When you live authentically, your energy is no longer a drip. It's a strong, continuous current flowing from deep within your soul. Authenticity is not a passing mood, but a sustainable source of strength that connects you deeply to life and to yourself. No coffee or motivation hacks are needed. Only alignment between words, actions, desires, and inner values. When all of these are in harmony, you no longer struggle to maintain an artificial image. Your energy is naturally preserved and multiplied. A vital part of this transformation is how you choose your food and lifestyle. When you stop acting and start living truthfully, you no longer crave processed, artificial foods or temporary dopamine spikes. Instead, you turn toward fresh, healthy, nourishing meals that support both your body and mind. This shift from within leads to deeper sleep, better digestion, a relaxed body, and a stable emotional state. You become more productive with less effort because authenticity doesn't waste energy. As Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The energy of life itself is found in that truth. When you live fully as yourself, you plug your nervous system directly into the universe's infinite life source, a power that never runs dry. Have you ever experienced the fullness of being yourself? Perhaps when you were dancing with abandon, endlessly creating, laughing freely, or speaking with heartfelt honesty without hiding or performing. In those moments, did you feel tired? Certainly not, because your energy was flowing powerfully and naturally like an endless spring. True energy comes only when you live authentically, not when you perform for approval. Chronic fatigue is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is the result of abandoning your true self for too long. When you keep wearing the mask, saying yes to what you don't want, and pretending to fit in, you leak precious energy that sleep cannot restore. Your soul needs authenticity to heal, not just rest. Authenticity is your ultimate power, an endless energy source you can draw from every day. When you no longer maintain a false identity, your energy not only feels full, but bursts into vitality and true freedom. So allow yourself to remove the mask, to live aligned with your values and your true self. This is how you reclaim your energy, vibrancy, and freedom, turning life into something deeply meaningful and whole. Chronic fatigue is not a sign you are broken or weak. It's a profound message from your soul, an emergency brake pulled to warn you that you are not living in alignment with your true self. When you wear a social mask, act for approval, and live in pretense, you silently drain your most precious energy. Energy is not lost from overwork. It is lost from living untrue to yourself, from performing endlessly, exhausted by maintaining an image that isn't truly yours. On the contrary, when you are yourself, creating freely, laughing without restraint, or speaking from the heart, you feel fully alive, never drained. Energy flows only where truth resides. Chronic fatigue is the sign of self-abandonment, when the body and soul can no longer carry the burden of pretense. This is not a call to do more. It's a call to live more authentically, to return to who you truly are. Only by removing the mask, accepting and healing your inner shadows can you restore your original energy, vitality, and freedom. This is the turning point to living a full life, no longer ruled by chronic fatigue.